Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another tutorial video on my channel. Those of you who have been keeping up with my tutorials recently knew that a watercolor nail art fall leaf tutorial was probably coming soon, and that's exactly what this video is. So let's get into it. After I have all of her nails prepped, I'm just going to go in with some Fusion Clear Base. You guys know that I use Fusion as my baseline. I absolutely love it. It works so well for me. Once this is cured, we're going to go in with our first color, which is High Note from the new Fusion Fall collection. Love this mustard yellow. I wish it was all over my nails as well. I just think it's the perfect mustard yellow color. Now the Fusion gels are just a little bit thicker than say something like LE, so I don't mind not heating them up. I find that I really like the consistency of them, especially close to the cuticles, because I know I don't have to worry about them running into the cuticles at all. I can just butt my color up really close. I can take my brush along the sidewalls and get that really close as well. And then if there's a little extra that I need to get a bit closer, I just take a dotting tool, clean up any areas just to make it look a little bit more smooth. But I personally love working with the Fusion color gels, especially when there's a unique color like this one. The green that I decided to use is Light Elegance's Ringmaster. This I thought paired really nicely with that mustard yellow, which was the inspiration for this particular design. And this color came out in the Light Elegance Fall collection last year. It is a great dark army green. I really liked the tones of this, and I knew that I was just going to make her crystal have a little bit of crystal accents on it, so I decided to use this green as the base for that particular nail design. Light Elegance's A Lotta Gelato has become my favorite background for different type of nail designs. I like to use a white or like a creamy type of color like Light Elegance's Vanilla Bean, but this one I really like because it's not so yellow creamy. It's got that neutral off-white type of color, and for me I feel like it works really well as the background of watercolor nail designs. I've been using this a lot lately. You guys have seen it make quite a few appearances in my tutorials, and I decided I just wanted one watercolor leaf nail, which is going to be the background of this one here. One of my favorite dark red fall burgundy type of colors is Nibble My Neck from Light Elegance. I apologize if this is discontinued. I honestly do not know if it's still available, but I love this color, and I know that I've done some comparisons recently, I believe in my Light Elegance fall review to this color, and I think there's a couple other dupes out there. So if you can't find this particular one, definitely check out that video and see if I showed you some dupes, because I'm pretty sure that I did in that particular video. But I use this color a lot at Halloween because I feel like it's the perfect blood red type of color, and again, I love how it paired with the different tones that we were going for in this nail design. This thumb is also just going to get a bunch of Swarovski crystals. Light Elegance's Jacked Up is the perfect fall or Halloween type of glitter gel. It has orange flecks in it, but it also has like a green base, and I thought it would pair really nicely with this particular glitter mix from the Glitter Boutique. Now again, I'm not entirely sure if Jacked Up is still available. If it is, I'll definitely put a link in the description box below. And the reason that I like showing you guys colors that might not be available is, one, if you do have it in your particular collection, then maybe it will refresh your memory to use it. But two, there's a lot of colors out there that just work so well for different nail designs, and I like to use what I have in my collection. And when I was initially thinking of the nail design that I wanted, I knew that I wanted to do like a leaf nail, and this one works so well if you want to use any sort of loose glitters and do a leaf nail. So I'm going to take some of that Copper Crush glitter, which is one of those chameleon type of colors. Depending on how you look at it, it changes from green to orange, and I just wanted to kind of frame the nail with those, because in the center is where I wanted to put a few individual leaves, and I thought this would work really well for the glitter accent nail. Lately, I've been using Fusion's SL Clear to embed all of my gels. I love this. I love the consistency of it. I love the application of it. My clients have been wearing it really well. This has become my new favorite gel to use on my clients. For the outline of the watercolor leaf nails, I'm not entirely sure what plate this was that I used. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, so I'll leave it in the description box below. But I decided to do a brown outline instead of a black outline because I thought it would pair a little bit and not be quite as harsh. Then on the pointer finger, I decided to use one of Clear Jelly's newest stamping plates, which is a swirl plate. It is giving me so much life, and it was literally created for me. I thought this would work really well as an accent nail on her pointer finger. For the watercolor, I decided to use this Winsor & Newton brush. It is not size number 1. I actually don't love size 1. I would recommend getting size 0 especially if you're just starting out and wanted some finer details. This brush I just got from Michael, so it's super accessible to a lot of people. You guys know that the watercolor paints that I'm using are the Prima marketing water paints. Love these. Again, I'll leave a link in the description box below where I get mine. And this particular one that I'm using has a lot of fall tones to it. I didn't really have to mix up any of my own colors. I used a lot of these colors straight from the pan here. All I'm doing is putting down some greens, some yellows, and some burnt orange type of colors, letting them dry and moving back and forth between the nails. So your first step is to just get your color down where you want it. I don't mind if it's a little wetter. I don't mind if it's a little drier, because I really want everything to kind of bleed together and just do kind of a gradient effect with the different nails. So you can see that I put a lot of water on this particular design. I decided to move to the other one while I let that dry a little bit. And again, just putting some yellows, some oranges, and some greens down in any sort of order that I want. And when I'm using this brush, the reason that I like these ones is they hold a lot of water in the belly of the brush, but they also come to a super fine tip, which allows for me to easily place the colors where I want it in a particular pattern. So you guys are going to notice that again, I'm going back and forth between the different nails, letting them dry in between. If you ever want to pull any of that water out, all you have to do is keep wiping off your brush and remove any of the excess water, go back in and just kind of pull it out, if that makes sense. Once the colors have dried, I go back to the other nail and do the exact same thing. If you want to shear it out a little bit more, you don't want them to be as highly pigmented as they're coming out, just add more water to your brush and less of the paint pigment. I really like how the leaves looked with the brown outline versus the black outline, especially with this particular design, because the glitters have a lot of brown tones to them as well. So you definitely don't have to always outline your watercolor stamping with black. Be creative. I've also tried using white before, and I really liked how that worked as well. My last step that I decided to do kind of last minute was just take some of that dark green and outline some of the stamping lines. I thought this would give it an interesting effect, but I didn't like how harsh it was. So again, I'm just taking some water to shear out those green lines. Swarovski crystal colors that I decided to use today are this brown one, which is called Mocha. I decided to use a copper one, which I believe is just called copper. The red one is dark cyan, I believe, which is not so much like a maroon color. It really just is a dark red. And then the yellow is called Jonquil, I believe is the name of it as well. The sizes I'm using are the big ones are SS20s. I'm going in with some SS12s, some SS9s, as well as some SS5s to kind of frame in my design. You guys see this crystal design in a lot of my tutorials. It's because it's my favorite, and I love doing it on a pinky nail angled that way, and then on the thumbnail angled this particular way. That way when my client's holding her hands up as a whole, it kind of looks like it's all enclosed and framed with the Swarovski crystals. Did want to mention something. I have gone back to using my crystal katana just because I need a new Beamy crystal picker upper, the Beamy Bejewel. I don't love this crystal katana. I've mentioned it in so many Swarovski crystal videos, but I feel like the head is just way too big in my personal opinion for nails, and I can't wait to get my Beamy one back. My Beamy one's just falling apart because I use it so much. My very last step is to add my top gloss. The top gloss that I'm using today is the tack-free top gloss from Glitter Bells. I'm really enjoying using this one. I find that it's super easy to apply. I like that it doesn't separate too much over top of my nail stamping. Again, make sure when you're top glossing around Swarovski crystals that you're doing your best not to go over top of the genuine crystals because they will lose their shine. You guys are going to see in a moment here that when I started top glossing over top of the thumbnail, I noticed that there was some bubbles in my gel that I hadn't previously noticed, and you can see them here. I didn't like this effect. I'm not letting my client walk out the door with her nails looking like that, so I'm going to show you guys how to fix that. What you want to do is remove the top gloss that I just applied, which is where I was kind of seeing those dots, and sometimes you don't see errors until you get the top gloss on. Then I'm gonna go in with some more of that Nibble My Neck in just a super, super thin coat, butt it right up to the crystals. Do not go over top of the crystals. And this is gonna fill in any of those bubbles that are there. They're not gonna compromise the structure or anything. It was literally just some bubbles in the gel that I didn't pop, or didn't even notice to pop when I was applying them. And then after that is cured, we're gonna go in and go back in with our top gloss, and you'll see that it just looks a million times better. So if you notice any of this when you're top glossing your client's nails, it's a super easy fix. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this nail art tutorial. I love showing you how to incorporate your watercolor paints with some fall nail designs using clear jelly stamper. Again, they just make the perfect plates for doing watercolor outlines. Make sure you're following me on all of my social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!